Good morning. Hello, Kerry, Naomi, and Chris. Good morning. Bit windy out there this morning, but the sun is beautiful. Went for a beautiful long walk this morning, enjoying the sunshine actually. Oh, Kathy's joined us as well. Thought Kathy was still away. Good morning, Kathy. Um, if you're happy to be seated this morning, let's start in a seated position. But if you're not feeling 100%, feel free to lie down, and we'll move straight into the practice this morning. So just gather yourself. You don't need anything really this morning but yourself, your mat, perhaps a blanket or a cushion. If you need a bit of support to sit on, you might even be sitting in a chair to commence the practice, just softening the shoulders. If you're comfortable, closing the eyes and just allowing yourself to open to this moment from a fresh place. So let this moment be a new beginning, untainted by memories of the past or any expectations you may have about what is to come. Grounding your awareness in this present moment without feeling that you have to fix or change or achieve anything. As you breathe in, you might say to yourselves, just this. And as you breathe out, here, now. Inhaling just this. Exhaling here, now. So we're going to just turn our attention now to the outward breath and see if we can lengthen this part of the breath. And if you'd like to this morning, I thought we could add a little hissing sound, and we actually stagger the hissing. So I'll do one and then you can join in. We'll do five of these in all. So we'll just exhale all breath to begin. And then we breathe in, and then we're going to hiss in three parts as we're exhaling. S, s, s. So let's do four more. When you're ready, breathing in and then hissing in three parts. S, s, s. So continuing. S, s, s. When you finish, just let the breath find its own natural rhythm without any control. And in this quiet space now, I invite you to visualize a beautiful full moon in the center of your forehead. So bright, cool, shining ball of light. So we'll be seeing a full moon in our night skies this Thursday evening. So just see if you can keep your gaze focused on this magnificent ball of lunar light shining brightly. And as we sit for these first few moments of our practice together, I invite you to ponder what it is that you no longer need, what no longer serves your highest good. So what might be keeping you small or dimming your light? So it may be a hidden fear or a bit of an emotional blockage. It might be a relationship, a burden you've been carrying, or a self-sabotaging pattern or belief about yourself. What might I need to shed or let go of at this time so that I can create space for new growth and transformation to occur? So it may be that you have a pattern of shrinking yourself or silencing yourself or constantly seeking external approval or validation instead of standing in and speaking your absolute truth. So just see what bubbles up to the surface. And I'd like to share with you a beautiful passage that I came across in relation to this full moon in Aquarius on Thursday evening. And Kerry, who's with us, is an astrologer, so I hope this resonates with what she knows about this full moon. This is by a woman called Jourdain Murray, who has a website called Girl and Her Moon. This lunation is a return to self, a return to sacred aliveness, a reclamation of vitality, authority, agency, and discernment, a reorientation of power and boundaries, a revelation of distortion and entanglements. Under this lunation, we are traversing the underworld of the collective psyche and our place within it. A seer and revealer of patterns, the moon in Aquarius becomes a light of consciousness, peeling back the veil and revealing where we have become lost, trapped, and fused in the waters of humanity without access to our own truth, energy, and life force. A mirror for where we have blended, where we have merged, losing sight of our own path, spark, and voice. Where we have unconsciously engaged in dynamics, fields, systems, and stories that fragment our power. Under this lunation, we are seeing what we once only sensed. We are naming, questioning, creating separation, and calling back our energy. We are leaning into our own relationship with the sacredness, requirement, and life-giving medicine of boundaries. A full moon of life force and liberation, of heart and future, of unconscious material rising into awareness so that our radiance may return from where it has been hidden, fragmented, or bound. Our capacity to choose different is amplified under this lunation. Our capacity to see truths previously hidden beneath the surface is amplified under this lunation. Our capacity to reclaim our light and recall our aliveness is amplified under this lunation. May you cross this threshold with trust in your strength. May you see, discern, clear, disengage, and return to truth. May you open to the abundant flow that is your own aliveness. So as we practice together this morning, you might like to focus on releasing all of the ways you might abandon yourself, all the ways you stay small and keep your light dimmed so that you can reclaim your light, your authentic self, your power. So let's just perhaps sigh the breath away, wriggle fingers and toes, and going to lie down to commence our stretching this morning. So just take your time to come to that place. I'll come back to meet you. Making sure that you're lying in a nice straight line. Not leaning to one side, so feet are hip width. Might like to just lift your head up, look down towards your toes, make sure you're not leaning to one side, and then just lower the head down, keep the chin tucking forward. Just relax everything for a moment. Let the body sink down into the support of Mother Earth. And then when you feel ready, let's inhale and raise the arms up overhead. Going to interlock the thumbs and just wriggle and stretch from side to side. And when you need to exhale, just lower the arms down. So 2 more of these. Breathing in through the nose. Interlock the thumbs, wriggle and stretch. And breathing out. And once more. We're going to work with the banana pose, which we haven't done for quite a long time. So let's again take the arms up overhead, but this time we're going to let them rest overhead. Walk both feet over to the bottom right-hand corner of your mat, both hands over the top right-hand corner. So feet are flexed. So we're creating the shape of a crescent moon, actually, a C curve, and hopefully you're feeling a lovely stretch now through that left side of the torso. Keep the chin tucking forward. If you'd like to, you can hold the left wrist with the right hand and breathe. Good, and then we'll walk feet and the hands back to center, and then both feet over to the bottom left-hand corner of the mat, both hands over the top left-hand corner. Keep the feet flexed. So feeling into that right side, it might feel quite different to the left. And then if you'd like to, holding the right wrist with the left hand and breathing into that right side now. Face soft, mouth relaxed. And slowly come back to center, bend your legs. And just resting the hands over the heart space. Press the lower back down into the mat. Chin tucks forward. So we're going to weave in the chant of Om Chandraya Namaha this morning. Salutations to our beautiful full moon, the energy of the moon. So really working this morning to strengthen our connection with that energy. So we'll do 5 of these. You can just chant to yourself or chant out loud. So as we inhale, we're going to raise the arms up to the sky, looking up, and then chanting back. Om Chandraya Namaha. Good. So 4 more. You might like to keep visualizing that full moon in the center of your forehead. Om Chandraya Namaha. Keep going. Om Chandraya Namaha. Om Chandraya Namaha. Last one. Om Chandraya Namaha. Take a resting breath. And then we're going to take both legs up to the sky. If you'd like a little bit of extra support for the lower back, you can slip the hands under the buttocks. Otherwise, the arms can be out to the side. So feet are together and flexed. As we exhale, we're going to lower one leg down. So nice and slowly, heel can hover off the floor. And then as we breathe in, we raise that right leg up. And as we exhale, we lower the left leg down, slowly, slowly. Heel can hover. Breathing in, leg lifts. So we're going to alternate from side to side. Right leg lowers. And lifts in your own time with your own breath. Just make this your last round. So the last one will be the left leg going down. And then taking the left leg up. So we've still got the legs up towards the sky. You can just bend them and have a rest for a moment if you need to. But otherwise now we're going to take our fingers, our arms up. So fingers are pointing up towards the sky. And just be careful if there's any neck issues. You might want to vary this if that's the case. But if all is okay, then as we exhale, we're going to lift the head and see if we can reach our fingers up towards our toes. And then as we inhale, we lower back down. Exhale, lifting. So toes are turned back towards us. Inhale, we lower. Exhale, fingers to toe tips. Inhale, we lower. So you might like to do a few more, but just rest whenever you've had enough. Exhale, lift. And we'll do one more. When you lower the head this time, bend your legs, a hand on each knee. And we're going to work with cradle pose. So we roll right over to one side, then lift one leg up, other leg follows, and right over to the other side. So one leg lifts back to center and right over. Good, so nice and slowly. Good, just a couple more. Beautiful, soothing practice. And then slowly come back to center. Stretch your legs away. Inhale, both arms up overhead. And this time as we exhale, draw the right knee in. So you interlace the fingers around or under the knee. Head may lift if that's okay for your neck. Inhale, stretch the right leg away, arms overhead. We'll do two more of those. Right leg comes in. Breathing in, stretching long and tall, and right knee comes in. Good. And now we'll do three on the left side. And it might feel quite different on this side. And that's okay. There's no judgment. It's just information for our curious minds. We're gathering information about ourselves as we practice here. Every time we practice, there might be something new for us to discover. But when you finish the three, stretch the arms overhead. One last beautiful stretch, and then release your arms down. Good. Take a resting breath. And then we're going to just slowly roll over to one side and come up to sit. Grab yourself a bit of support if you like, because we're going to work with a breathing practice. This is called Chandra Bedana. The root of Bedana, bid, means to pierce. So with this practice, we are working with our Chandra energy, moon energy, which flows through the left nostril. It's a very quiet, receptive form of energy, whereas our sun, Surya energy, is the masculine, heating, dynamic, active energy. So working this morning with our beautiful Chandra, the divine feminine energy. Might want to blow the nose if it feels a little bit congested, because we're going to be breathing in through the left nostril. I'm not mirroring you. In through the left, out through the right. In through the left, out through the right. So this is a good breath to work with if you need soothing, calming, quietening down. It is a cooling breath, so it's also good for high blood pressure. So nice, tall, upright spine, however you're sitting, even if it's on a chair. And then we'll take the hand up. As you work with this, you might again like to visualize that bright ball of magnificent light in the center of your forehead. We'll exhale all breath. Block the right nostril and inhale through the left. And then close the left nostril, exhale right. Close the right nostril, inhale left. Close the left nostril, exhale right. In left. Out right. In left. Out right. Let's work for another minute or so with this breath in silence. One more round of breath. When you finish, release the hand down. Try to just stay in that very calm, peaceful place. Perhaps still visualizing this beautiful ball of light in the center of the forehead. Eyes might be closed as we move straight into wheeling the body. So whether your legs are crossed or in a diamond shape, whatever's best for you. Noticing how your lower back is feeling this morning, the hips, how is the lower abdominal area, the bowel. This can be good if the bowel's a bit sluggish, just to stimulate the bowel, which can get a bit sluggish, especially during winter, the colder months. Good. And come back to center of the legs across, change the cross of the legs, and let's circle the opposite direction, nice and slow. Give it, and then slowly come back to center and inhale, raise your arms out to shoulder height. We're going to move into a twist. So we're turning to the left. It can be an open twist like this. So right hand to the inner edge of the right knee, or closed is a bit stronger, but try to keep the spine nice and tall. Head moves last as we turn to look over that left shoulder. When you're ready, come back to center, float the arms out to the side, and let's twist to the right. So open or close twist. Again, it might feel quite different on this side. That's okay. We're just taking note, noticing what we notice with curiosity. And breathe. And back to center. Good. So just again, sitting cross-legged or diamond shape with your legs. As we exhale, we're rounding the back. And as we inhale, chest forward, shoulders back. Inhale, exhale, round. Inhale, chest forward. At your own pace. Warming up the spine a little bit more. It's a gentle smile on your lips. Good. And just one more. And release. Little stretch for our necks now. So we'll take a deep breath from the base of the spine right up to the crown top. So feel as though you're growing taller, and then drop the right ear to the right shoulder. That's drawing that left shoulder, perhaps even taking the left palm and press it down towards the ground. Breathe yourself back to center, nice and gently. Left ear to left shoulder, perhaps right palm pressing down to the floor. Inhale, center. Two more to each side. Exhale, right ear to right shoulder. Breathe in and breathe out. Good. When you finish, bring the head back to center. And as you exhale, take the head back. You might like to open the mouth. And inhale, head back to center. Drop it forward. Lift to center, take it back. Lifting and drop it forward. One more. Back to center. Look up. And drop the head forward. Good. Now keep the chin towards the chest, shoulders drawn back and down as we just roll our chin now from one shoulder to the other, nice and slowly. Good. And then just lift the head to center, and now take the head back. And same thing, roll the head from shoulder to shoulder. This time you might actually like to lift the shoulders up around your ears. So it's like you're massaging into the back of this upper back area. How does that part feel this morning? Good. And release. All right, let's change position and come into extended child. I like to play around with just coming up onto your fingertips here. So it's more of an active stretch, and you can even tuck the toes under if you like to. And breathe. And then you can stay here if you like, or we'll come into inchworm pose. So we just come up onto all fours and then we are lowering the chest down towards the mat, the armpits down, seeing if we can bring our chin to connect with the mat. So the bum is in the air, and hold and breathe. Good. And then just push back into extended child. Now we're going to come up into elephant. So our hands are mat width apart and our feet are also the same. And when you're ready, coming up onto knees, lifting the knees and moving into this beautiful elephant, our own elephant shape. Fingers spread wide, the head and neck are relaxed, the trunk of our elephant can swing and sway and be floppy and loose. If you like, we'll have a bit of a diagonal stretch here. So bend the right leg, push back into the left foot. So stretching through the left calf a little bit more, forward into the right hand. And breathe. Feel free to come down and rest at any stage if you need to, especially if you're a bit congested in the head this morning. And then swap sides. Bend the left leg. How does this right calf feel compared to the left one? Pushing forward into the left palm, the fingers, the knuckles of the fingers. Breathe. Good. And then we'll lower the knees and just rest in your favorite version of child for a moment. All right, we're going to come up now to stand. Taking your time. I'd like to make a few slow circles with the shoulders. And then we're coming into Tadasana, mountain pose. Spread your toes, inner arches lifted. And we're going to start off with our hands resting over our heart. You might like to close the eyes and visualize that beautiful glowing ball of light in the center of the forehead. We're going to come back to our chant Om Chandraya Namaha in a moment. So honoring and strengthening our connection with this beautiful feminine, divine feminine energy. So 5 rounds. As we inhale, we're going to just take the arms out so they're sort of level with the head, and we can look up to the sky and chant the hands back to the heart. Om Chandraya Namaha. So 4 more, breathing in. Om Chandraya Namaha. Let's keep going. Om Chandraya Namaha. Om Chandraya Namaha. Last one. Om Chandraya Namaha. Take a resting breath. Release your arms down. Inhale, raise the arms up. And we're going to create the shape of a round ball, like we're holding the moon as we lean over to the left. Press down into the right foot here. Breathe yourself back to center and over to the right. Inhale, center, and release the arms down. 2 more of these. Breathing in, holding this beautiful full moon, and over to the left, back to center, to the right, and lower. And last one. Good. We're going to do a little bit of bouncing. So let a little bend in our legs as we start to bounce and shake and flick the fingers. So again, coming back to that idea of releasing, of shedding whatever might be keeping us small, dimming our light, anything where we feel we're a little bit stuck at the moment or a little bit blocked. Sending these blockages, this stuckness, or these self-limiting beliefs or patterns down into the earth beneath us so it can be transmuted. Good, and then just start to slow that down. Coming back to stillness. Take a deep breath in. Sigh it away. And we're going to go straight into another practice to help us shed and release and let go, which I think all of you have done with me before. It's a Qigong practice and it's a water visualization. So we're going to imagine that we're standing in a beautiful body of water, it might be the ocean or river or a water hole somewhere in nature, real or imagined. And in a moment, we're going to scoop down, we're going to pick up this beautiful, cleansing, purifying water. We're going to take it above the head and then let it shower down over us. When we get to the abdomen, the hands touch the body. We go all the way down over our legs to our feet and up the back of the legs. So we'll do 5 of these. So again, you might like to bring to mind something that you would love to let go of and hold that really clearly in your mind as you work with this practice. So on your next inhale, let's come down and scoop up some of this beautiful, refreshing water, bring it up above the head, and exhale, let it shower down over you, hands to the abdomen, rub down your legs to your feet, and up the back of the legs, even over the buttocks to your lower back. And then again, inhale, collecting that beautiful water, take it above the head, and exhale, let it wash away the stuck, the blocked, the old, the limiting. 3 more, just go at your own pace. When you finish, no hurry, just come back into Tadasana, soften the shoulders, and just take 2 or 3 breaths. Just notice what's going on inside, how you're feeling, the effects of the practice. All right, let's work now with one of Thich Nhat Hanh's mindful movements. This is his squat. So we're going to bring the inner edge of the heels to touch, the toes are turned out, hands onto our hips. So as we inhale, we're coming up onto the balls of the feet. And as we exhale, we're lowering down, trying to keep the spine as upright as possible. So breathe in, come all the way up. Really good for also strengthening our ankles, this one. And exhale. Listen to your own body here. When you've had enough, you can just release and give the legs a bit of a shake. Lengthen movement with your breath. Maybe a couple more. And when you finish, just release the heels and shake it out. Okay, let's do, from Tadasana, we're going to do a swan dive forward into our forward bend Uttanasana, and then come back up again. So a little bit of a flowing sequence, just modify it as you need to. You can always bend the legs as needed. So feet are hip width. Exhale all breath. So breathing in, we'll raise the arms above the head, bring the palms or the fingertips to touch, and then we swan dive forward. So this is where you might bend the legs. You might even just have the hands onto your thighs. Inhale, lift up halfway, where you might be on your fingertips. And exhale, fold down. We'll just stay here for a breath. And then we reverse swan dive. So bend legs if needed. Inhale, come all the way up. Fingertips touch. And this time bring your hands down through the center. So 4 more of these. Inhale. Exhale, swan dive forward. So hands might be on your thighs like this, or fingertips maybe on your shins or down on the mat. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold, and we stay here for a breath. Reverse swan dive. And hands down through the center. Breathing in. Breathing out. Lift up halfway. And lower and stay for a breath. Reverse swan dive. Breathing in. Breathing out. Half lift. And lower. Stay for a breath. Reverse swan dive. Last one without my voice. Take a resting breath. And release. All right, I thought we might work with a variation of Uttanasana. Again, I think we've all done this. We're going to be crossing one leg over the other. If you would like to, you could grab a chair. Don't want to come down all the way, but just for a bit of extra support, you could have a chair. Otherwise, you can come down, those of you who are able to. So with the chair, you might work like this, or even, might be a little bit lower. But just always making the practices work for you, using whatever props, whatever furniture you have around you to help. So holding. I'm going to try and stay for about a minute on each side. And then when it feels time, very, very slowly come up. Don't rush, because we've had the head down lower than the heart for a while. And then release. You might shake it out. And then we'll change sides. So other foot over. Be interesting to see how this side feels compared to the first side, if it feels the same or quite different, and then coming forward, so either to your chair or it's a table, or coming down a bit further. And breathe. And then when you feel it's time, slowly, slowly come up and shake it out. All right, one more standing pose. Thought we'd have a go at working with triangle trikonasana this morning. So we'll take the legs wide, turn your left toes around, right toes in a little bit. When we come into position, I'll give you the option, or if you want to, of circling the top arm. Like we can think we're actually tracing the circumference of a full moon. So let's raise the arms out to the side. We'll turn to the left, leaning over, and then take this left arm down. So this top arm, if it's better for you, the right hand can just rest on the hip. But if you're able to, you can circle this arm around 3 times, nice and slowly. And then extending that top arm straight up. So we're either looking to our left big toe forward, or if it's okay for the neck, we're looking up and breathing. And then bring the head to neutral. Slowly come up. Lower the arms and we'll turn the legs around. When you're ready, raise the arms, turn to the right, leaning over. So take the right hand down, top hand on your hip, or we might be circling this left arm around 3 times. And then extending that left arm up and breathe. Head to neutral. Inhale, come up. And exhale. Release the legs. Shake. And we're going to come down now, back down to the mat, into a semi-supine position. So feet are hip width. And head, neck and spine in a nice straight line. Just take a little rest now. You might like to close the eyes, let the body sink down again into the support of Mother Earth. You might like to visualize that beautiful, brilliant full moon in the center of your forehead, a bright, shining light. And if you'd like to join with me, let's come back to that hissing breath. And we'll do 5 rounds. So it's the normal inhale, and then we're going to break the hissing into 3 parts as we're exhaling. So do 5 of these. So just exhale all breath. And then breathing in. Keep going. 4 more. Inhale. And hissing. And last one. I'd like to just share with you some affirmations related to this full moon. This is from that same woman's website that I quoted earlier in our practice. Just see if one of them resonates with you. No longer will I give my power, sight, authority, creativity, or life force away. No longer will I participate in structures that ask for my silence in exchange for belonging. No longer will I trade aliveness for approval. No longer will I engage with dynamics that distort truth, dilute my knowing, or pull me from my center. All right, so just a couple more movements before we rest for a bit of a longer relaxation this morning. We're going to have a go at working with bridge now. So with our legs bent, our arms are down alongside us, the palms are pressing into the mat. When you're ready on the next inhale, slowly lifting your spine away from the mat. Pressing down into the feet, particularly the big toe side of the foot. And exhale, rolling back down. Breathing in as we roll up. And breathing out as we lower down. So you might like to keep working dynamically with the breath, lifting and lowering, or the next time you lift up, you might like to hold bridge, perhaps even interlacing the fingers, wriggle from side to side, and stay there as long as you like. Just keep the breath flowing. Perhaps that ball of bright shining light in the center of the forehead. When you've had enough, don't worry if you're still there, just stay with the practice. But when you've had enough, just draw the knees in, a little gentle rocking from side to side. And moving into a final twist, so stretch the legs out along the mat. Right foot on your left thigh, left hand to the outer edge of the right knee, right arm is at shoulder height, and as we exhale, carrying that knee across the body, endeavouring to keep the right shoulder in contact with the floor. So looking straight up or turning to look along the right fingers. And breathe, face relaxed, mouth free of tension. And come back to center, give that right knee a hug and a squeeze. And then stretch it away, give the body a shake. And then left foot on the right thigh, right hand to the outer edge of the knee, left arm at shoulder height. Exhale across the body. Endeavouring to get the left shoulder down, perhaps turning to look towards your left fingers. And breathe. And back to center. Give that left knee a hug. And stretch it away. Inhale, both arms up overhead. Interlock your thumbs. Wriggle and stretch. And lower. Two more of these. Breathing in. And breathing out. And last one. Good. And then we're going to set ourselves up for Shavasana. So just gather what you need so that you're really warm and have all the support you need. As you breathe in, you might say to yourselves, just this, here, now. Just this, here, now. Picture yourself now being picked up from wherever you are, your room, your house, and magically transported to an outdoor clearing somewhere in nature at night time. Visualize a bright full moon above you in the sky. You can see the contours of the moon, and the glow of the moon is warming you from the outside in. Even though it's a dark night, the sky is lit up with this magnificent full moon. The brilliant rays of the moon shine through you and all around you, lighting up every tree, every flower, every creature, clear as daylight. Allow yourself to be enveloped by the moon's bright light. Allow yourself to be showered by the moon's positive energies, by the silver liquid light pouring down from the sky. Absorb as much energy as you need from this powerful, wise moon. And as you do so, begin to be aware of the infinite nature of the universe and of all possibilities, and of your own infinite nature. Now, in this quiet space, begin to contemplate what new energies, new experiences you wish to welcome into your life at this time. To take some time to set some intentions or plant a few seeds, whatever your heart truly desires around the idea of abundance. So what do you wish to make manifest in your life at this time? Something you desire for yourself, for your loved ones, or perhaps for the planet. Be sure that you state your intentions very clearly, very precisely. Speak from your heart. Speak from the deepest part of your soul. Speak with love and light. Speak with hope and faith. And then once you are clear of your heartfelt desires, I invite you to imagine that you are actually receiving them. You actually have what you desire. So feel now what it is like to have the things, the experiences that you want. Notice how you feel in your body. Memorize how it feels. And then taking a moment to give thanks to the moon for the healing you have received here this morning. Slowly now feeling yourself back in your room, in your home, in your physical body. As you start to deepen the breath and bring a little bit of movement into your fingers and toes. Perhaps having a stretch. And when you're ready, without rushing, coming up to sit. As we close this morning, we might chant Om Chandraya Namaha 3 times. So if you'd like to join with me, we'll bring the hands into prayer and with the eyes closed, either visualizing the full moon in the center of your forehead or just sort of turning your gaze upward towards the sky, visualizing that beautiful full moon in the night sky, softening the face, perhaps a gentle smile on your lips. And we'll exhale all breath. Breathing in. Om Chandraya Namaha. Om Chandraya Namaha. Om Chandraya Namaha. Bowing your head down towards your heart. Namaste. Thank you for joining with me this morning. Love to you all. I'll keep in touch and hope to see you again soon. Bye.